Let's talk football. Guys, there was controversy over the weekend in this Chiefs-Bills game. I don't know if you guys saw this, but apparently Toney is the worst wide receiver in Kansas City Chiefs history because he negated what would have been a very awesome play where Travis Kelce literally lateraled it across the field as Toney was streaking down the sideline. However, he had lined up in the neutral zone. It was called offensive offsides, and he was flagged, negated the play, and Chiefs end up losing the game. Patrick Mahomes was not too happy about it. He just screamed at the referees on the sidelines, and then later on in his press conference was talking about how it's a terrible time to throw the flag. You can't throw the flag in that spot. And then went on to say, like, this might have ruined Travis Kelce's Hall of Fame career, which is the dumbest I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah.
Then he was like, then he brought up, like, he's a Hall of Fame player, man. And now, like, when we go back, this play just didn't exist, which, okay, sure. That's exactly how that's going to go.
As if that never happened to any other player in Hall of Fame history ever.
He's the first one ever to have a great play taken away from him because of a penalty. And now that highlight will not be shown at his Hall of Fame ceremony, even though they're still going to show the highlight. Like, they don't give a shit. They'll just rewrite history and be like, remember this crazy play? And then ignore the fact that there was a flag. But I wanted to ask you guys, is there a worse argument in sports than you can't call that penalty in that spot? Because I hate it. I hate so much that every time somebody says you can't throw that flag, you can't call that foul, you can't make that call. Like, no, if it's against the rules, you have to make that call regardless of the spot. And then the other thing too is, like, the flag is thrown before the craziness of the play happens. It wasn't like the flag was thrown halfway through the ref didn't know that was going to happen and negated the play. Toney lines up offsides. The flag's thrown. The play happens. Like, do you want him to pick up the flag at that point and say, never mind, I got to wave this one off because that was pretty fucking cool what just happened? No. Like, you have to throw.
That would be fun, though, if they're just like, that was pretty fucking cool. I'm just kidding. No penalty.
they just pick it up and wave it. There is no foul for offensive offsides because that was fucking cool, guys, right? All right,
Like, I saw that shit, too. I know you did.
Yeah, Rex Amelia pointing out Mahomes had a TO meltdown. That's my tight end, man. Like, it was such a bad look. It was such a bad look. Basically, what it did is, in a singular moment, justify all the shit people talked about Patty Mahomes his entire career. Every petty fucking bullshit thing people ever said about him, he now deserves because of his reaction in that moment. Like, I'm sorry. That game didn't really matter that much to the Chiefs. Like, yeah, every win in the NFL matters, but it's not like they're going to be out of the playoffs now or they got eliminated from playoff contention. Like, no, quit being a fucking pussy and go make a play.
It does kind of matter, Mookie, because Patty's never had to play a playoff game on the road. So
tough fucking shit. You have 4 more weeks. Go win. Like, stop whining. Go fucking win. Like, there is still a chance for them to win that game afterwards. Not to mention the fact they probably should have been ahead by a lot more at that point. If Kadarius Toney and anyone else besides Travis Kelce could catch a fucking ball. Like,
good point.
All it is a little baby making excuses for his team playing like dog shit and him not being able to yell at Toney in the media.
I just want to go back to, you can't throw the flag in that. You can't make that call in that spot, because how many times has the game ended where we've been like, there was holding, like this guy got tackled. How do you not throw that flag there? Or there was pass interference. How do you not throw that pass interference flag on that play? If, let's say that play stood, right? And then the video comes out afterwards and everybody's like, Toney is 3 yards offsides. He's like in the defensive backfield. Like, it wasn't close. They're like, how do you not call this offside? You get bitched at either way. So throw the flag if it is meant to be thrown. Scott, you're awfully quiet during this, and it very much worries me. Whenever I'm talking and you're very quiet, I get super scared that you're about to be like, actually, you're fucking wrong, and here's why. And then I feel stupid. So I'm
no, because I'm like, I think the whole thing's hilarious. The NFL will fuck up these calls, end zone to end up games, and then they'll be apologizing on Tuesday, talking about a blown call. They'll get this right, but have people all like butthurt about it. Like, this was all the NFL has only themselves to blame, like, because they put themselves in the bullshit ass position of, well, we only get our plays and our calls right about 75% on a great fucking day. So whenever things happen like this, it's like they've left themselves open to the fact that there have been blown calls in the past, or there have been, well, you called in this position and don't call in that position. I mean, it was a weird look for Mahomes to go nuts because, yeah, I mean, in the big scheme of things, like, it didn't really eliminate him from anything. But I do think that Mookie might have been right.
What? Wait, whoa.
Are you insane?
I know.
What?
I know. Like,
the linesman couldn't see the fucking ball. He was so far offsides. What's there to be right about?
No. Well, no. I mean, I think it was right in the fact that you said that this was actually.
I was
this
right.
was Patty. Yeah, you were right. Like, this was this was Patty, like, pissed off at like how the season has gone in general, and the fact that he doesn't have receivers. Like, this wasn't him. He was mad because if you asked him, like, once he calmed down, like, was that the worst call you've ever seen? There's no fucking way that was the worst call he's ever seen. Like, he was just frustrated at everything. And yeah, he can't blow up at his own guy because he doesn't want to be, that guy. He can't blow up, at any specific. So he just kind of blows up in the moment. And like, I fucking get it. Like, but in general, it doesn't take away from anything. Like, it doesn't take away from how great he is. It doesn't take away from, like, it's just one of those things. Like, sometimes you get screwed in fucking sports with the calls.
Dude, I gotta be honest. I have no issue with Mahomes blowing up like he did. Like,
I don't either. I don't either.
None. Like, I would feel great if my quarterback were that emotionally invested in the game that he's willing to lose his fucking mind on the sidelines over a call like that. That is great. No, Mookie, hear me out. Which one would you rather have? A quarterback that gets so upset he screams and yells and looks like a psycho on the sidelines for really the first time in his career, or a guy that just goes, yeah, fuck. Well, we'll get him next time.
Well, like, and that's the thing too. If he hadn't, well, and then if he had reacted, people would be like, well, see, he doesn't really care. He's got his money. He's got his rings. He's selfish. He's just about the State Farm money. Like, no matter what he does in that position, it's lose-lose. But again, I mean, I do really think that it was just frustration at the big picture, and it just happened to come out in a game that's highlighted as this is a measuring stick in the NFL right now. Like, it always comes down to those two teams in the AFC. So the perception is going to be
no. See, that's also bullshit, though, Scott. The Bills are not that good this year. Like, they
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The perception is still there. It's still Mahomes against Allen. Like, that's still a thing, regardless of their records. Like Mahomes doesn't want to lose that game any less because the Bills have struggled this year. I can promise you that. I can promise you he's not like, well, they're not that good this year, so it's not a big of a matchup. No, he always wants to beat the quarterbacks that anybody tries to say they are better than him for any other reason. And he should, because he's the best quarterback in the league. So losing on what he thinks is a bullshit call, like, yeah, I'd be pissed too. Like, it makes total sense.
Quarterback in the league. Hold on, quarterback in the league. Excuse me, Tommy DeVito would like a word, Scott.
Yeah,
he would like several words. The
problem about this is
Mookie.
He's gonna make me fucking forget about it.
Mookie, give me a Tommy DeVito impression of him. Give me Tommy DeVito telling Patrick Mahomes he ain't shit.
I would like a cold cut sandwich. I don't know, dude. Fuck Tommy DeVito. He's got a fucking chest tattoo that makes him look like a tool. He's no Jay Cutler.
You coward.
I know. I couldn't think of anything. You caught me on the spot, man. I was trying to think, like, well, let's see here. Like, cold cut.
It's me, DeVito, the quarterback.
That's all you had to do. Wow. That's all you had to do.
That's all we were looking for.
All I needed you to do was just it's me, Tommy DeVito. That's all you had to do.
Race card.
Like,
man,
that's what we were
trapped.
trying to get you to do. Like, it was right there, and you fucking.
I know, and I froze. Like, what do you want from me, man?
It's
like,
what you've done every single time. We walked you right up to it, and you're like,
every time I tell you to do an accent, do the Mario voice.
I do the
Mario
Mario
what accent I tell you to do.
That's what it is. That's just the
That's
thing.
it.
Regardless of what the nationality is supposed to be, I'll go to that.
Yes, everything.
I can't let this go,
I tell you,
though.
hey, man, this leprechaun is doing something. Give me a leprechaun telling you, it's me, a leprechaun. Like,
Hey,
that's all you have to do.
They're my lucky charms. No,
you got to do it better than that. That was some bullshit right there, man.
That's
Jesus
not all
Christ.
I got, man.
Have some pride in yourself. Sorry. Sorry, Scott, for
this is the bullshit, though. No, I need to get this point in. I'm going to force it. I get having passion.
Whoa,
I get
Trevor
being
Bauer.
frustrated.
Whoa, Trevor Bauer. Whoa,
but
back up.
Not on
you
a
do
play
not have
that's
consent to force this
that
point.
egregiously right.
Allegedly.
But like
Tommy DeVito hands.
All it took was one little look at that iPad tablet thing on the sideline, and Patty.
That's Tommy DeVito getting sacked.
Yeah. Nailed it, man.
In the huddle, pumping him up. He's like, all right, boys, let's go.
So does that mean when he's scrambling around, it's the star power magic music? Like,
well, and then when he's scanning the field at quarterback, he's just looking left, right, select your player.
wow. Yeah.
Well, we found the picture. It's gonna be DeVito. It's either gonna be Mario with the Giants helmet on or Tony DeVito with the Mario hat on. Whatever we gotta do. But there's your picture for the show.
Let's see what AI can come up with for us this time. Came up with a really sweet jacked alien last week.
I was gonna say that alien cooking was good. He looked stoned too. I was like, this is fucking perfect. AI. Hey, that's why I don't understand why people are shitting on AI. I'm like, look at what the fuck AI did. Like, go on ahead and start the revolution. Yeah, start the revolution. Who cares?
Bring on these robot overlords. We don't give a shit. Dyson said the show is silly. That is so accurate, man. So accurate. Sorry, Mookie. You were trying to make a very important point about Patrick Mahomes or something. I don't know.
He's a fucking twat. Like, period. End of sentence. He's a twat. Like, you can't get that butt hurt about a call that is that egregiously. Like, your wide receiver a dumb fucking idiot. Like, they said the linesman couldn't see the ball before the snap because he was lined up that far offsides. And again, if you aren't some jackass that puts ketchup on your steak to begin with, we don't come at you this hard. That's why your character is getting called into question, because we've been dealing with your shit for your whole career. And then now you finally give us a reason to hate you. So we're going to double down. Like, it's that fucking simple. God damn. Like, it'd be different if they called OPI on like a pick play. Like that I would get. That I would get you freaking out and throwing your helmet on the sideline. But you losing that game after, by the way, I believe that was third down. They had other chances to keep that drive alive, and he choked. He choked like a fucking twat and then cried about it.
A lot of twats being thrown around this.
I was just gonna say overuse of the word twat.
It's a great word, but
also,
flag
Robert,
on that one.
To be very clear, he has not been fucking my bets because I'm smart enough to stay away from him. So it is not motivated by that. It's just ketchup on a steak. Like, really? God damn, dude.
It's still the worst phrase. I don't like the phrase of you can't throw the flag in that spot. You got to throw the flag in any spot that there's a penalty. Like, it has to.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a penalty is a penalty is a penalty. I don't care if it's the first 2 minutes of the game or the last 2 minutes of the game of the Super Bowl. If it's a penalty in the preseason, it's a fucking penalty at the end of the game in the Super Bowl. Period. I hate when they make up rules about when you're going to fucking call shit.
I would rather, like, that just shows you, like, people are like, no, it needs to be discretionary when penalties should be thrown, which is not how it should be at all. You don't want to leave it up to the discretion of the referee in any case when a penalty should or should not be called. It's a penalty, it should be called.
But also, I just want it to be right too. Like I want the penalty to be called or not called, and I want to make sure it's right, because if you get it wrong, it's just as egregious as not calling it, right? Like it's just, that's the frustrating part, is like, if the flag is going to be thrown, just want it to be correct. And I want it to be correct every time, period.
I agree. Gabe saying Chiefs
robot
American team
umpires
between Kelsey and Swift in this trash. Also, shout out to Gabe for using the double equal sign. He's doing some JavaScript.
Early show callback.
Guys, I want to talk about Xavien Howard because we did this story when it first happened.
Oh God, did he impregnate somebody again?
He did not. But if you recall, we did the story where Xavien Howard supposedly impregnated 4 women at the same time. Mookie thought it was the same night. Mookie was very convinced that there was like a line of people that got pregnant by Xavien Howard on the same night. Not that there could be women of various stages of pregnancy that Xavien Howard was the father.
Knowing what I know now about getting pregnant, I'm just impressed. That's all. We'll just leave it at that. I'm very impressed.
Well, Xavien Howard apparently is not claiming any of these kids. He is saying, I didn't do it.
Sounds accurate.
He went the shaggy defense of, it wasn't me. I didn't do this. Nah, you can't prove anything. However, one of the baby mamas has taken to social media to call out Xavien Howard.
Did you edit this photo?
She did. She posted this photo this way.
Oh God, yeah, I saw this trash.
You got to do better than that, woman. Like,
she
sorry,
posted
but
this photo blurring out the kid's face, kind of. He's wearing a onesie that says, Xavien Howard is my deadbeat dad. He tells people I'm not his child, but the DNA proved that was a lie. And then on the back of the onesie is a copy of the paternity test that shows with over 99.97% accuracy the possibility of being the parent is true. So what a weird way to get put on blast, guys, to have your kid in a onesie with your picture on it and your name calling you a deadbeat dad and the copy of the fucking paternity test on the back. This shit, Maury doesn't even produce comedy this gold. Like, this is amazing, fellas. This is the greatest thing. I'm absolutely loving it. And yes, Tank with the correct
seriously
child is not going to have any issues stemming from this. It's
not one at all. 0.
My God,
Scott, what did you make when you saw this floating around the internet this week?
It almost different, but almost the same level of like jaw dropping as the Ohtani thing. I'm like, did this bitch really do this? Like, is this really a thing? Is this child really on the internet wearing a shirt that says these things with the fucking paternity test on the back of them? Like, holy fuck. Like, I felt so bad for that kid. I am firmly, I'm a card-carrying member of Team Fuck Them Kids, but this is some low shit, man. Like, I wouldn't do that to my own kid. Like, no matter how mad I was at the significant other, like, you're just gonna put your kid out there with this shit on them, and that's okay, because I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to get paid.
Can you just imagine being the employees at that print shop when they got this order coming through? Like,
oh my!
Can you imagine the guy grabbing that off the machine to package it up in the bag, being like, "What the fuck? Yo, check this shit out!" Like,
where do you go? Where do you go?
Right?
To get your paternity test superimposed onto a onesie. Where do you? Because it.
And you know she paid extra for that shit because that's front and back.
That's got to be an Etsy job right there. Like, no questions asked on Etsy. They're like, yeah, we'll sew anything. Fuck it. Like, they definitely question, like, what the fuck? But they're also like, the payment went through.
I'm sorry if I got to do it. Tyson saying Scott's kid has his shirt with the receipt for a Roblox payment on it.
Hold up.
It was Fortnite, but fuck off anyway.
Before we move on from this comment, why does the Grinch has a sex toy, a Grinch, like a hairy Grinch fleshlight? What is happening?
Okay, but how do you pronounce it? Is it Grussy or Grussy?
Mookie, take that one away.
The Grussy.
You like the Grinch is trying to get up in that Grussy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you go hit that Grussy. That's that.
But you sure it's not Grussy? Like, because I mean, like if you have the P there, that's how it goes. Is Grussy. That's what I usually lean on.
Grussy.
Like for pecan or pecan, like it's got to be, you call it butter pecan. So like that's the base, right? Like so it's not butter pecan.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so Grussy? I think it's Grussy.
Grussy, yeah.
Like Grinch is like, I'm gonna go out and get some Grussy tonight. Like what? Max, hey Max, stay back and watch the crib. I'm going out to get some Grussy tonight.
Oh, all right.
Hey, all the Who's down in Whoville, I gotta go find this Grussy.
Biscuit asked for it, Mike, so you got to hit him with it. Oops, just kidding. Do it like Lou Holtz.
What am I hitting with? What am I hitting?
Do it like Lou Holtz.
Do them both. Do both options.
It's the Grussy. It's a Grussy. It's Grussy or Grussy. Listen, it's whatever you want as long as you treat it right. That's all that matters. You just gotta get in there. You just gotta get in there. Do whatever you gotta do to it. Listen, some people. There was a philosopher one time that just said, you gotta lick it before you stick it, and that's what I live by as Lou Holtz. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, Grussy.
That's how you do a voice when people ask for it. That's what you do.
You 100%
step up and you fucking do it.
And Sarah pointing out, you have to make sure, again, it's about consent.
Oh, yeah. Consent is very, very important. And in the Lou Holtz household, we preach consent. We talk about the importance of consent nonstop. You got to have consent. Whenever you're going to lick it, when you're going to stick it, you got to have consent.
The Grussy.
Grussy. Grussy.
Also, I think Sarah had some other great words to live by, saying back to Xavien's story. Well, if you're not going to be responsible when you don't wrap your shit, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Well, and that's true. If you're not going to be responsible when you wrap your shit, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Okay. That's what I taught all of my players at the University of Notre Dame.
Fucking
Speaking of which, did you see who our quarterback is? He sucks.
Riley Leonard. Yeah,
he
his
sucks.
mom says he sucks. I can't wait. Can't wait. Guys, let's I love that every show now is just requiring a Lou Holtz impression.
Oh god, it's so it's never not funny. Like I could listen to Lou Holtz say anything. Like
it's not just the list, but you have the persona right. Like
yeah, I mean,
that's half of it. Like
oh my god, dude, it's
you can't just do a lisp because then you're just making fun of somebody with a lisp. You gotta also get the cadence down of the speech, and you gotta kind of fall off a little bit when you're speaking. Guys,